This is the NextsLevel Glide, and I have the Pro version. I think this is one of the best neck training devices that I've used. I deal with a lot of people with neck issues, especially people that start losing their range of motion rotationally. They start turning their entire thoracic spine to look over when they're driving, to turn when someone calls their name. It's something that I feel like really needs to be addressed, and it's something that I address all the time in the office because people come in with really stiff necks. They come in with issues that leads all the way down to the hands, and it is a tool that I've utilized for a long time to start giving my patients their range of motion back, their strength in the neck, their stability and support, utilizing something that's going to give them actual resistance. And I would say more lightly, more delicately, versus utilizing something like an iron neck or chains to get that resistance profile. This has not only given pretty much me, myself, and my patients a ton of support and clicking the save button on their treatments. This has been an amazing tool to utilize when I just get myself in a bind. If I wake up with some stiffness, I've had kinks in my neck plenty of times, and this is the tool I've utilized to get myself out of it. So I highly, highly recommend it. I've used bands and put them around the back of the head and done, retractions and then resistance against rotation, and that can be okay as well. This might be nice to have at your desk or your office, but you can also pick up something that you can have at your home or have as a tool that you can utilize against that resistance and change the profile of the resistance really easily by switching from one band to another, changing it from light to then a heavier resistance. It comes with a head strap, and the purpose of that head strap is to give you traction against this board. Now, one thing I found about the head strap is if you just put it over your hair with someone like myself, it can kind of shift along the hair, subtle little shifts. So one thing I've noticed, if I just push against it while I'm going to that rotation, if I have that, it helps hold it on a lot tighter. But the other key thing that I found is if I just wear a hat and I put the strap over my hat, it holds a lot stronger and tighter against my head, and I don't have to worry about that whatsoever. So if I put this around the back of my head and I tighten that down, this is the front part of the band tension where I would have it on the board. You can also turn it around and hit it if you're supine on your back. But for example, if I have the head strap here, this is grippy, it's gonna give me traction. I'm gonna put my head on the board and I'm gonna rotate to one side. At that one side, I'm gonna get really good end range to the rotation, and I like to hold those isometrics at that end range. To give yourself an increase in the range plus more resistance at that end range, all you have to do, instead of putting your head in the middle and rotating to one side, you put your head slightly rotated against the opposite. So if I'm going to rotate to the right, I'm going to slightly start with my head rotated to the left and then drag and pull to the right and squeeze and hold that end range a little bit tighter. You can go back and forth and that works really well, or you can just shift to one side, hold, shift to one side, hold. Now, I do have thicker bands that I've bought, some really thick bands. So once you start to develop more resistance, that's the great thing about this. This is why this works so well. It's progressive overload. I'll typically put this in a prone position where I'm face down on my belly. I'm going to push against it side to side. I'm going to push my head down against this, push it to one side to get that rotation, squeezing one side, back to the other. You can also do a lateral push without that rotation. You can add that shifting side to side. Now, if you want to switch that over, take the Velcro off, turn my hat around and put this on the back part of my head. That now, when I'm laying here, I might need to hold on to it so I can make sure it's not shifting side to side. But then I can give myself that in-range rotation. If you want to get pure retraction, I recommend elevating where you're at here. So you could put a pillow, you could raise the position of the table, and that's just getting me chin the chest as I push against resistance upwards. So I'm getting a nice active distraction here at the neck. I can feel that working really well. And then if I want to go back to rotation, I would switch that up, and I'm getting a nice side-to-side glide. Now again, if I'm in the middle and I go to one side, I might not feel as much resistance, but if I shift my head a little to the left, if I drag that to the right, if I rotate my head against that full end range to the right, I'm gonna get a really nice isometric, and then you can also shift that going to the other side. So that's my take on the NextsLevel. If you're really interested in getting yourself a NextsLevel glide, they have a pro version. I have the pro version, comes with a carry case, and it has probably, I want to say, just a higher quality to it. I have not used the at-home version, but I've had patients buy it and they say they love it. I also bought heavier bands for this one, but this is the pro version and it is freaking awesome. So I love this thing. I'm about to take it home, so just use it in the office today. I'm gonna take this guy right back with me. If you're interested in getting one yourself, use my code for $25 off at checkout, and you're not gonna be disappointed. Thanks for watching, guys.
You ain't know.